Hello everyone. In this tutorial, we're gonna change the file names within a directory based on a specific pattern. So let's say all of them start with old P. That pattern will be replaced by new P. Alright, and this is the current directory. So we have by default a current directory which is dear holder on the desktop. We're gonna access it, and at first we're gonna create, let's say, 20 files having a specific naming pattern. After that, we're gonna change that pattern. We're gonna loop through all the file names to change all of them. So let's at first create 20 files within dear holder. So for I equal 1, I less than 20, actually that would be 19, or I less than or equal 20. To get them 20 files, I plus plus, and we're gonna randomly create inside of current directory, which is dear holder, and since the script is on the desktop, so it is immediately accessible. So touch current directory, and then we're gonna name the files fr in France underscore $I, which is the index here .txt. That's one, fchanger.sh. And if we enter to the directory, you see we have 20 files from 1 to 20. All of them starting with fr as a common word block. If you list, let's say, dear holder, we can look at them through this way as well. Okay, it is the same. So now, after having done that, let's remove that block because this is not the original program. Let's clear. And we're gonna at first prompt the user to enter for us the working directory within the script, then the word block to replace the replacement, and after that we're gonna replace the files within that directory given by the user. These are only samples. Let's remove them, or you know what, let's keep dear holder here. Okay, echo, enter the working directory, read current directory, echo, enter the word block to replace, read word block, and finally echo, enter the replacement string, read w replace, we're gonna call it. If the current directory is equal to empty string, meaning that if the user hits enter and does not give us any significant value, then by default the current directory, we're gonna make it the local directory, which is the actual directory of the script itself, referred to by a dot. Okay. Alright, so right now what we're gonna do is access the directory holder, which contains all the files that we need to rename, and then after that I need to loop through them. In order to loop through them, I will redirect the name of the files to a new file that we will read its lines, each line being a different file, and for each file we're gonna move to rename the file name. At first, let's create the file that will hold all these files within their holder. Okay, so it will be something like that. If I type ls, then their holder, you see we have on each line multiple files. I need a unique file, one file on each line, not more than that. I can simply type ls their holder -1, and you see on each line only one file. Another thing, I need to redirect this list into a text file so that we can loop through it afterwards, so that we can rename each file a different name. So let's create the name of the file that will contain this list over here. I need to make it a unique file name. So at first it will contain a timestamp, which is the current timestamp, formed by hour, minute, and seconds, 2 digits respectively. If we look here and I type date, I need this argument, which sits on second field, third field, that's the fourth field. And we need to cut it using awk so that it would ignore having 2 spaces. because at times you have two spaces between the months and the day of the month. So let's check if it works. Date, oak, then print, that would be the argument number 4. And you see you have the current time. But afterwards I need to redirect it to another command to cut out the colon. So date, oak, print, $4 means the force field, then redirection to SED or string editing, and the string editing has two fields. The first field here, which would be the part to replace. The second field is the replacement. What I need to do here is replace column with nothing, with an empty string. You see we have extracted and cut out the column. So I will copy this command and will assign it to a variable that we'll call timestamp. Alright. The file name, we'll call it temp file, is equal tmp underscore $timestamp dot txt if you want. Alright, so let's redirect the output of ls to this file that will be created. So ls current directory -1 means give me only the list of the files without details, and redirection to tmp file. Now I need to loop through tmp file, which is, by the way, again dear holder in my case. I need to loop through it line by line, and for each line I want to rename the file name. While read -r line, I will call it line, do done, and we will redirect to the while loop the temporary file, so it will read the lines from it. Alright, now I will declare another variable called renamed, which will carry the new name of each file we're looping through. So renamed equal echo $line, the line we're extracting from the temporary file. I'm redirecting to a string editor that will edit the file name. Alright, that will replace an old pattern by a new pattern. Start of the word pattern / w block, which is the old word block, / the replacement, or w replace, and finally g means global, globally for that file name. After that I need to rename, so move -v means verbose, so tell me which files are you renaming. $car dir or current directory /$line, which is the file, and rename it by current directory, which is the location, / renamed, which is the new name that we've changed. Finally, I need to remove the temporary file that we've created, this one. So rm $temp file. Okay, so at first, as you see, in that directory we have all the files starting with fr, like in France. So I'm gonna change it to US. Save, let's run the script. fchanger.shell. So the working directory will be dir holder, word block, fr, replacement US, and you see all the files have been changed to US. If I check it here, I've renamed all the files using the same word pattern. So thank you for watching, and that's it for this example.